Hello, magandang gabi po. Bago mag-alas 12, nais ko pong ipakita sa inyo itong na-discovery na mas matindi pa sa Smartmatic na nakawan ng buto. Ang ninanakaw na buto rito ay 17 million na buto po. Ay hindi natin alam, mga butante na yun, hindi nabilang ang buto nila pagdating sa pagkasenador. Kakawawa naman sila. So ngayon, ito ipapakita ko sa inyo yung isang kuha na video, yung presentasyon ng 8 mga daya na nag-discovery ng grupo na 6. Nakasama din dyan yung aming kasama sa TN Trio na si General Eliseo Rio. So, yan po ang development sa ngayon ay may nakikitaan tayo na matindi. So ngayon, bago nyo makita yan, ay nais ko munang ipakita kung paano ang diagram. Ang diagram kasi noon, noong panahon ng eleksyon nakaraan, ayon sa batas, dapat po ay direkta mula sa presinto, direkta ang resulta ipadala sa canvassing, sa Board of Canvassers. Pero nangyari, iba po, may dinaanan. Ito po ang ipakita kong ilustrasyon para maintindihan yung ibig ko sabihin. I hope so. Nakita ninyo yung yan, yung drawing ko. Pero hindi ko alam kung kaya. Sa kaliwa po, yung utos ng batas ay manggaling sa presinto na maliit, ito, at magpapato ng resulta dito sa iwan, sa PPCRB, sa media, sa NAMPREL, sa minority party, majority party, saka dito sa Board of Canvassers. Ganun ang utos ng batas ayon sa kanilang resolution. Pero ang ginawa ng Comelec, itong presinto, nilagyan pa sa gitna ng tinatawag na data servers. So, imbis na Smartmatic data service nilagay nila at pinasahan yung 3 data servers. Ang unang pasa doon sa backup ng Comelec at ang isang pasa andun sa isa pa. Tapos yung isa papunta rito sa server number 3. Sa server number 3, dadaan mo na lahat-lahat, mag-iipon-ipon mo na lahat ang boto dyan at binuhos ng 60% na boto. Ang dami. Dinirekta dito sa number 1, pinasa sa PPCRB, pinasa sa minority party, majority party, pinasa sa Board of Canvassers, pinasa sa NAMPREL, pinasa sa ano pa bang ipapadalhan. So yan po nangyari, dumaan muna sa isang makina. Kaya pala, napansin natin, makalasotso naman lang mahigit bago lumabas ang resulta. Tapos, nagkamali pa sila, nabisto sila, kaya biglaan lang nagdagdag 5 million. Kaya napansin nyo, ay nawala yung pang billion na boto. Ganon po yung nangyari nung nakaraang eleksyon. Okay? So, ganong nakaraang eleksyon, ay nais ko pong ipapakita sa inyo yung ng isang grupo na nag-lecture kung paano na-discover paano na-discover yung Pandaraya. So, ngayon, i-akit ko na dito yung video. Yan po.
These are 8 areas of the 2025 elections that are very disturbing.
Ayan ipapresenta ni Attorney Alex Lacson, grupong 6, yung 8 matinding dayaan na nakita nila. Pakinggan na natin.
Sa Pilipino po, nakaka-nervyos. Ito mga napuna ni Attorney Lacson. Attorney Alex. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo. This all began Wednesday last week, May 14, when a group of retired generals and officers and bishops and priests decided to meet to talk about the results of the elections. I was invited as a guest in that meeting. And during the meeting, the group decided to gather to organize this gathering today. And I was tasked to do the presentation. So in the last 7 days, we put together itong observations and findings. In this press con, we are not attacking or accusing anyone, any group, or any agency. We will be merely presenting to you our group's collective observations and findings based on the facts as reported in the different media, the pronouncements of the COMELEC, and the testimonies of personalities as they were interviewed or as they appeared on TV. We will be merely asking questions. We will avoid making any conclusions as much as possible. It's up to you to make your own analysis and conclusions. We invited the PPCRB, the NAMFREL, and the different media to this gathering today so that you can correct if you think that any of our presentations are inaccurate or mali, or taken out of context or lacking in details. We are one with you in guarding and upholding the sanctity of our people's votes. We thank the NAMFREL and PPCRB for all the hard work that they did to protect our people's votes. And we thank all the media outlets and reporters for all your hard work in covering and reporting the news to the nation. If you have questions or comments, we will have a portion for that at the end of this presentation. Now let me proceed to the presentation of the observations and findings. Wala pala akong sound tech na of ANI, Alyansa ng Kakaisang Mamamayan, at Church Leaders Council for National Transformation. Are you ready? So let me begin. Okay. On December 13, 2024, COMELEC issued COMELEC Resolution 11098, Annex B, entitled ACM Operation Procedures. If you go to page 16 of that COMELEC resolution, number 10, under that election day, pakita ko sa inyo. This is the, kinuha ko sa ano, sa, so hindi siya klaro, but this is the original as you can see, number 10, to tap, ano na ito, transmission, and this is the procedure issued by COMELEC. To tap start transmission button, and then it will proceed with the transmission to the following servers: MBOC, City Municipal Council; Central Server, COMELEC; Citizens Armed Server, this is PPCRB; Citizens Armed Server, this is number 2, this is NAMFREL; Dominant Majority Political Party, Dominant Minority Political Party, and Media Server. 7 po ito. Ibig sabihin, pag tinap mo yung transmission button from the precinct, yung ACMs, we will go, the election returns will go directly to these 7 servers. And ilang beses po na in-stress yan, that the election returns from the ACMs in the precinct level will go directly, will be transmitted directly to these servers. Walang machine in the middle, walang man in the middle, walang intermediary gadget in the middle. Okay. So, ibig sabihin po, ito yung transmission flow based on the rules issued by COMELEC. From the ACMs in the precinct level, diretso sa dito. MBOC, this is City Municipalities; Central Server, COMELEC; PPCRB, NAMFREL, Dominant Majority Party, Dominant Minority Party, and sa Media Server, based on what I showed you. Page 10, page 16, number 10, under that election day, on the rules of ACM operation procedures. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. And nung binasa ko yung report, news report ng Rappler by Gemma D. Mendoza, first posted 7:27 in the evening, updated 11:02 in the evening of May 12, ito yung lumabas from the ACMs in the precinct level. Hindi siya dumiretso dito. Pinadala sa tatlo. Central server, COMELEC. Backup server, COMELEC. Data Center 3. At itong Data Center 3, ito yung nagpadala sa PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media Server, Dominant Majority Political Party, Dominant Minority Political Party. So dumaan siya dito, nagkaroon siya ng machine in the middle, man in the middle, intermediary gadget. So, itong data center was not mentioned at all in the rules of COMELEC. COMELEC Resolution 1108098 was not mentioned. So the presence of this is illegal and unlawful. Pero dumaan siya dito at ito yung nagpadala sa lahat. So actually that's the first. The second is that itong data center 3, ito din yung nag-consolidate ng all election returns from all precincts nationwide. All by itself. It performed the consolidation all by itself. Without the presence, without the participation of PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media Server, Dominant Majority Political Party, and Dominant Minority Party. It performed by itself. But not only that, nagkaroon ng delay of around 2 hours. Bago niya, finorward yung election results data to PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media Server, political party. So that's essentially what happened. Okay. Now, let me present to you this thing. Itong 8 areas. So the first area that is very disturbing is that hindi niya pinadala directly from the ACF, from the precincts. Hindi pinadala to its transparency parties. To PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media Server, the 2 dominant political parties. Hindi na pinadala in violation of the COMELEC Resolution 11098 Annex B, page 16. Second, well, actually, the question I would like to ask here is the actually question. So, ito yung first very disturbing observation. Hindi pinadala directly. So, the question that we would like to ask on this area is this. Why did COMELEC use Data Center 3 server, which is not one of the listed and designated servers to receive under the COMELEC Resolution 11098 Annex B?
Why?
Question number 2. Why did COMELEC make PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media, and the 2 dominant parties and the Filipino people believe that the system it will use will send the election returns directly to them without passing through any intermediary? But really up to later po. At the end, as I mentioned, I will entertain questions at the end. Okay. So that's the first. The second question is that, the second area is to. Second very disturbing observation. COMELEC, through its Data Center 3, was the only one that conducted the consolidation of all election records from precincts nationwide, all by itself, without the presence or participation of PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media, and the 2 dominant political parties. So the question that we want to ask in this area is that, why did COMELEC not disclose to PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media, the 2 dominant parties, that there will be a server that will consolidate first all the results nationwide? Bakit hindi nila i-disclose? Okay. Third, very disturbing observation. There was a long delay of around 2 hours before COMELEC released the first batch of consolidated election results data in the format agreed upon to PPCRV, NAMFREL, Media, and the 2 dominant political parties. Let me read po yung news report ng Rappler on this. Here po.
Hindi ka na nag-open ng data mo?
According to the news report of Ms. Gemma B. Mendoza, the Rappler Digital Services Chief. Let me confirm. Shortly after the 7 p.m., the COMELEC results site showed that election returns had begun arriving at the data center of COMELEC. So shortly after 7 p.m., news organizations stationed at the COMELEC Media Transparency Server Center were expecting the first transmission of results by 7:30 p.m. End of quote. However, by 7:30 p.m., COMELEC had not yet transmitted any election results to PPCRV, NAMFREL, and the media, and the two dominant political parties. By 8 p.m., 1 hour, still the same. No results. In her news report, according to Gemma Mendoza of Rappler, and I quote, by the time the first batch of files was released to the other transparency servers, 60.42% of the election returns nationwide had already been received by the COMELEC server. However, the file was provided in a different format from what had been previously agreed upon, causing further delays in communicating the initial results. COMELEC eventually reformatted the files and sent the reformatted files to PPCRV, NAMFREL, and the media. Gemma Mendoza of Rappler did not mention what time exactly her Rappler team received the first batch of the election results from COMELEC in the format agreed upon by the parties. But according to Mr. Eric Alviar, NAMFREL Secretary General, when I talked to him May 16, last week, during the presentation of NAMFREL to the media of its findings, he said it was around 2 hours to 2.5 hours before they received the first batch of election results that was readable by them in a format agreed upon by the parties. I hope Mr. Alviar is here because I want him to confirm it. Alviar. Okay. Quote and quote, pure chaos. That's how Gemma Mendoza of Rappler described in one word. Chaos. In one word. The media situation at the COMELEC Media Center from 7 p.m. up to 2 a.m. Chaos. That was the situation of the media. By contrast, during the 2022 presidential elections, a total of 39,512 election returns were already received by the COMELEC Transparency Server in the National. During the first 53 minutes of counting from the time the voting closed in the 2022 elections. And these 39,512 election returns gave PBBM 20.6 million votes. Question. What really happened during those 2 hours of delay? When PPCRV, NAMFREL, media were blind on the results. When only COMELEC had exclusive access and control of all election results data from precincts nationwide. What happened during that period of debate? Number 4. Oops. Sorry, maybe someone does not want me to proceed with the presentation.
Ganda pa na. Presenta ni Atty. Lacson.
PPCRV, NAMFREL, and the media used for the respective tallies of the election results. So COMELEC merely supplied. Our question here is that, what if the election results data supplied by the COMELEC to PPCRV, NAMFREL, and the media were already manipulated or altered? Okay, number 5. A vote discrepancy of around 5 million votes was discovered by the media teams. But it was only COMELEC who performed the cleaning process, the paglilinis process, all by itself, without the presence or participation of PPCRV, NAMFREL, and the media. So may na-discover na vote discrepancy of around 5 million But it was all COMELEC who did the cleaning and the paglilinis all by itself. All by itself. Without the presence of TPCRD, NAFREL, and the media. Our question here in this area is that how come COMELEC conducted the cleaning or paglilinis of the vote discrepancy all by itself? Bakit hindi niya in-invite yung presence or participation of TPCRD, NAFREL, and the media? 6 very disturbing observation. Thousands of voters complained that their VVPATs or voters' receipts did not reflect the list of candidates they voted for. May nadagdag, may nabawas. Many also complained that the ballots issued to them were pre-shaded or where the names of certain candidates naka-shaded na. Our question in this area is this. When the voting machines issued VVPATs or voters' receipts that added or removed certain candidates from the list of candidates voted for by the voters, were they due merely to machine mistakes? Or were they part of a planned manipulation that was poorly executed? Second question in this area. When a number of ballots were pre-shaded, ibig sabihin, yung names of certain candidates were shaded, was it the machine that performed the shading? Can the machine perform the shading? Or is it humans? Or is it the people who perform the shading? If it were the people who performed the shading, then dapat yung mga election officials in those precincts with complaints of pre-shaded ballots should be charged for election offenses. Because yan yung nag-issue ng ballots with pre-shaded.
So ito yung mga nakita nila, may pre-shaded na ballot, official ballots bago sinalang mga botante. So gusto ni Attorney Lacson dapat parusahan, kasuhan yung mga teachers doon. Tapos may nakita rin sila na ang overvotes ay napakalaki na hindi mapaliwanag. 17 million po ang bilang ng botante na hindi nabilang ang boto nila sa pagkasenador. So napakalaking boto yon. Kung tutuusin mo, ang lahat ng mga na-top na chair sa number 12, top 12 ay matatalo pa sila kung binilang lamang yan. At may nakita sila, no, pinaka-importante dito, yung nakita nila yung tinatawag na may man in the middle, no? Galing sa presinto, iba to yung resulta, imbis direkta sa canvassing, ay dumaan muna sa makina. Yan, server number 3 ginawa nila. Yan ang pinakamalaking kabuktutan. At nakita naman natin, may sumubra na mga 17 million na botante na hindi nabilang ang kanilang boto sa pagkasenador. 3 million naman ang mga botante ang hindi nabilang kanilang boto sa pagkasenador. Yung ibig sabihin nito, mga tanga ba yung mga Pilipino? Mabumoto 17 million umabot. O pakinggan natin.
Shaded ones. 7. Very disturbing observation. In the 2019 midterm elections, the total overvotes was 1,170,331. In the 2025 midterm elections, NAFREL reported that the total overvote was 17,028,780. NAFREL said that from 2010 to 2022 elections, the overvotes averaged only at 1.5% to 2.5%. But in the 2025 elections, the overvote reached 29.89%.
Okay na, ito yung overvotes nung 2022 election ay 1,176,000 lang. Pero ngayon, yung election natin ay 17,028,780 na ang overvotes. Ang ibig sabihin nun, yan po ang dami ng tao na bumuto na hindi man lang nabilang ang boto nila para sa pagkasenador. So ano pong ibig sabihin niyan, ladies and gentlemen? Ito po yung napakalaking kahunggagan nito. Napakalaki po ito na nag-file po ako ng election for protest. Ang tawag ko doon ay petition for declaration of failure of election. So, nagbayad pa ko doon. Mahigit 10,000 binayad ko. Pero hanggang ngayon, walang decision ang COMELEC.
I would like to ask here is this. Are these 7 million plus overvotes the results of mere voters' mistakes or the sensitivity of the ballot paper used.
So, ang gusto po ni Atty. Lacson, yung overboss ba na ang overboss kasi ang ibig sabihin po, imbis na 12 lamang iboboto-botohan nila na senador, ay binutuhan lang na mahigit 12. So sumobra. So ibig sabihin, paano nangyari? So ano yun? Imposible naman na ganun karami, 17 million ang hindi marunong bumoto. So ibig sabihin yun, pwede mangyari na niyari na makina or pwede rin mangyari na yung mga papel na ginamit o di kaya yung na sa pag-imprinta na ginagamit ay lumulusot o kung ano man ang depekto, pero hindi pa ako niwala. Ang nangyari dyan talagang, ang ipopoint out niya dito, yung sinabi ni Atty. Gerald Harold Despicio na kung saan natagpuan na yung 3.5 version na sinalang sa mga makina ay hindi man lang chinek yun. Ang chinek, yung 3.4, binago ng 3.4, ginawa ng 3.5 version ng mga programa, so nakaiba-iba. So maaaring mangyari, sabihin na kada mga boto pag nabasa na makina ng boto ay puro Duterte, ay automatic i-overvote nila. So pwede po mangyari, hindi ko sasabi na gano'n nangyari, pero pwedeng gano'n ang nangyari. So pakinggan natin si Atty. Lacson.
Or are they products of a planned manipulation that was imperfectly executed? We don't know the answer. We're just asking questions. And number 8, which is the last, Comelec changed the program installed in the ACMs and used an updated version. 3.50, which did not go through source code review and independent certification by IT experts as required under Section 12 of RA 9361. Our question here is, how come Comelec did not disclose version 3.50 at the very start? Bakit ang source code review nila is 3.4? How come Comelec did not submit 3.50 for source code review and independent certification by IT experts? So our group, we want honest, transparent, and credible elections, not only orderly and peaceful elections. If you want the full copy...
Ayan, kung maghingi ka ng kopya yan sa anim.samasama@gmail.com. So, nag-request ako, bakit, tingnan ko kung pinadalhan na ba ako ni Atty. Lacson ng kopya. Kasi po, nagsampa po ako ng petition sa Comelec na ideklara na failure of election ng lahat ng mga presinto sa buong Pilipinas. At ang aking katwiran ay ang overvote sa napakalaki. So, ang nangyari dito, yung nag-email ako doon sa anim, ay wala pa akong sagot na natanggap. Tingnan ko. Oh, hanggang ngayon, wala pa ako natanggap na sagot. So, ipadala ko ulit sa anim.samasama.gmail@gmail.com. Okay. So, yan po ang nangyari po sa nakarang halalan. So, ladies and gentlemen, napakalaking napakalaki pong kamalian itong ginawa nila. Hindi po natin pwede sabihin na yung mga naihalal na 12 ay talagang nanalo. Kasi, ulitin ko lang, 17 million po botante ang hindi nabilang ang kanilang boto sa pagkasenador. Hanggang dyan lang muna ako at gagamitin ko po ito na pangpalakas ng aking petition. So magbabati lang muna ako si Jinky Sevilla. Hello po, attorney. Mayong gabi. Danilo Magno, dapat kasuhan. Yan, hindi nagkaso na po ako pero hindi pa impeachment. Si Karl Marx Short, Gising Pilipinas. Jan Angeles, kahit anong diskusya din nyo kung wala naman makukulong. Kaya nga magsampa po tayo ng kaso hanggang Supreme Court pitong laban kong ito. Danilo Magno, criminal act yan. Election sabotage po yan ang nangyari. Makukulong sila ito at life sentence. Andrea Guico, watching from Singapore. Karl Marx Court. Yan po ang nangyayari sa ating halalan nakaraan. Kaya po ipagdasal natin na magkaroon ng pagbabago, magandang sagot itong kasong sinampa ko. At magandang gabi po sa lahat.